I'm Andrew, and I'm setting out to make better videos for diesel enthusiasts. Follow along as I review products, do how-tos, and share my personal trucks here on Just Diesels.
Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be taking another look at a review product that I actually reviewed earlier. If you guys remember, if you're following the channel, I reviewed a set of wireless cab lights from Cab Over America. Now, I was enticed by these because I've never wanted to drill holes in my roof to run cab lights. These ones are completely and totally wireless. You stick them on with double-sided 3M tape, and they adhere to the roof of your truck, and you control them with a remote. It sounded amazing on paper, and I actually really like the lights. However, everywhere I turned, people were complaining about the lights going out of sync. I personally didn't really have a ton of issues with it, but basically they designed them to have 3 modes. It was medium, super bright, and flashing. And because of that, if the lights ever died, when you went to turn them on the next time, if one died before the other, they would be out of sync with each other. So one would be flashing, one was in bright, while one was in the lower light mode. I suggested that they just do one on and off switch, right? I don't want my cab lights to do anything other than be on or off. So it seemed really simple to me, and apparently I'm not the only one that felt that way. So they actually reached out to me and sent me a new set of cab lights. Now, I paid for the original set, but they saw my video, they saw my complaint, and they saw a lot of other people's complaint, and they said, here's a new set with just the on-off mode. Give them a try, tell us what you think. So this video is going to be a deep dive of my actually somewhat long-term review of the on-off lights. Now, Cab Over America sent these to me a couple of months ago, and I've held off on making this video because I wanted to make sure that they actually held up. My initial video I did, again, after having the lights for a couple of weeks and stuff, so this time I wanted to take it a little bit farther. I left them on my truck for a couple of months. I let them fully discharge, I let them fully charge. I charged them by leaving my truck out in the sun. I tried to do everything that you would do as a normal user using these lights, and I love them. So let's get down to the basics of what these lights are. Basically what they do is have a wireless cab light setup. So for my situation, I have a sunroof on my truck. It's a little bit tricky to put cab lights in. I also have no interest in drilling holes in my roof, but I like the look of cab lights. So these let you have a multi-piece design. What's really cool about that is you're able to change not just the light color of the lights themselves, but you're also able to change the lens color as well. So just 2 bolts, you can swap everything around. You can have them be white lenses with a amber LED inside. You can have them be a white LED inside with an amber lens, a tinted lens like you see on my truck. There's a lot of different options that they let you do. And you can actually buy the lights interchangeably and the lenses interchangeably on their website. So you can, have clear one week and amber the next week if you really feel like it. So that's a really nice plus with this setup over a traditional, say, OEM cab light set. Now, obviously the other advantage is the fact that you don't have to drill, and this new version keeps that the exact same. There's no drilling required. To install these lights, you simply measure with the supplied measuring tape across your roof line of your truck. You then glue down the bottom plate. It's a thin sheet metal plate with a really, really sticky 3M adhesive on the bottom. This is super, super durable adhesive. I've had a lot of people ask me if it would fall off in a car wash or things like that. You couldn't rip these lights off the roof if you tried. To remove them, you'd have to be really careful, use a heat gun, fishing line. You'd really have to put some effort into it. So it's actually a very well thought out system. Now, aside from the easy mounting, there's also a very easy way to use them. They come with 2 remotes. They have an on and an off switch. Basically now, since the lights are just on and off, you hit the switch to turn them on, you hit the switch to turn them off. That's it. It is a very, very simple system, completely foolproof. Now, I guess it might be kind of nice to have maybe a slight indicator light on the remote, since when I'm inside the truck, I can't really see if they're on or not. But I know basically if I turn them on, they're gonna be on. If I turn them off, they're gonna be off. So that keeps it simple. Now, my only complaint with the remote system is that I would love to have something tied into the headlight switch of the truck, right? I'd love to be able to just turn on the headlights, the lights come on. That said though, at the same time, it is nice to kind of be able to control them. I cannot run them if I want to. I have them basically wired separately with that switch, from the remote. So that is kind of nice. I'm not sure if I would want to give that up entirely, but it might be cool to have some sort of option for people that do want them essentially hardwired basically via a remote that is tied into the factory wiring on the truck. So that might be a cool thing for them to expand in the future. The nice thing is that I could see them changing that and having the cab lights still work and function as they are. I am happy to trade some of the downsides of a wireless solar charging light for the benefit of not having to drill into my truck. I really don't like drilling holes in a perfectly good roof. I know everyone says, oh, you can make them seal, whatever, OEM makes them seal just fine, but why do it if you don't have to, especially for an aftermarket light? If I get tired of these, I can remove them from the truck entirely and you would never know that they were there. You can't say that about a traditional cab light. I also had zero issues with these lights. In the months that I've had them on my truck, they have performed exactly as expected. Even when fully discharged on purpose by running them, they've recharged perfectly, they resynced perfectly, everything worked perfectly on these lights at all times. For those of you that are gonna ask also, one, they charge via a solar panel on the back of the light. So if you park your truck out in the sun, they're gonna be fully charged at night when you get in your truck. But if you don't have your truck out in the sun, right? Like for me, I have my truck in a covered garage. If you have a light over the top of your truck, any fluorescent light or something, they'll actually charge via those as well. It takes a little bit longer, but it will keep the lights charged. So that is another good point to make. You can still charge these if you're in the garage. And honestly, even if mine were dead, I would drive the truck to work, it would sit out in the sun all day long, and when I went home, they would be charged. So that worked out really well for me. I never had a complaint there with charging via the wireless system. I do think these lights are actually really cleverly designed. The modular actual light that goes in and out, it's a really small, clever design with a very bright LED element on the front and a solar panel on the top. You can then put a colored element in front of that to make it amber or white. And then you can also change the lenses on there. So it gives you a lot of customization opportunity. And I really like that feature about these. Most cab lights aren't that easily customizable. So having these be all modular pieces that you can move around is really nice. The other thing that's nice is, let's say one of these lights dies for some reason, you can go and buy another one and they're reasonably priced. On that note, I just want to say I actually dropped these lights from the roof of my truck when I was installing them. I had them on a towel, I knocked the towel and all of them fell on the ground from the roof height of my truck and they all still work. So that's actually a cool testament to the durability of these lights. They're pretty tough, they're well made. And it's actually cool to be supporting kind of a smaller company. I never realized it, but these guys are actually a really small kind of run out of a garage style company. So this isn't like a big overseas Chinese company that's making these lights. This is a very small operation, kind of mom and pop. If you email them, it's probably one of the owners that are answering you. So that's kind of a nice thing too as well that comes along with this. So, all in all, what is my final verdict? I actually really like these lights. I like the on and off system. The original lights were cool, but the fact that these are just a simple on and off is fantastic. It just keeps things so much simpler. There's no syncing issues. It is completely foolproof. You literally cannot mess these up. And I really like them as a whole. Would I put them on a truck again? Absolutely. In fact, I'd actually be tempted to order these over a factory cab light set just so I never have to worry about the roof leaking. I can move them from truck to truck too. If I sell my gray truck, I can move them to something else in the future because they are just stick-on. So that's a really cool thing that they are movable. You can change the colors. You can do all this cool stuff with them that you couldn't do with a normal set of cab lights. Now the price. These lights are about 400 bucks, like $398 or something, which is what's on their website right now. It's not cheap, but you are getting a small batch product, right? This isn't a huge company, they're not doing huge volume. And you're getting something that's kind of a novelty, right? You could just go out and buy normal, cheap, overseas made cab lights that hardwire into your truck. There is, extra stuff that goes along with these. There's the remote, there's all the electronics, all that stuff. I think that the $400 price tag, though steep, is worth it personally. I happily paid for these myself and I'm enjoying the lights and I have no complaints there. But obviously it's up to you guys. You can decide if that's a worthwhile price tag for you. I personally think it's worthwhile. So let me know what you guys think. I just really wanted to update this video because I saw a lot of comments on the other one. They reached out to me. I know I had my own comments about them not syncing. So I wanted to update this and say that they have addressed that problem. They have a new light out and it's kind of cool. So thank you for Cab of America for actually watching my video, sending me a new set of lights to review. And thank you guys so much for watching this channel, for all the support. Comment what you think about these lights. Let me know if you guys have them right down below, and I will see you guys on the next video.